In today's video, I will be going over how to create content that will directly increase your lead flow on your social media account. This is the same content strategy I use for all of my businesses, and today I'm going to break down how I go about scripting out and creating the content, so that way by the end of this video, you can replicate this process into your business to start increasing your lead flow. When we're posting content, our goal is to use this as a video sales letter. Same way that people have VSLs on a landing page where they drive their traffic to a landing page, that video sells their qualified prospects and gets them to book a call. We're using all of our short form content on our Instagram in the same way. The only difference is we don't have one video that everybody goes to watch. Instead, they're going to watch multiple short form videos and accumulate all that information, which is eventually going to pique their interest and get them to reach out asking for a quote. Now, depending on what industry you're in and what services you're selling, your content strategy is going to slightly fluctuate, but generally everything that we're covering in this video will pretty much break down how you can go out and create content no matter what industry you're in. Now, first topic is going to be how we actually come up with the different content ideas to post. Because you can post random content, and then you can post content that's strategically created to warm up, nurture your leads, and sell your prospects through this short form content. The way I recommend creating your different content ideas is think about when you're on a sales call with your prospects. Typically, there's some sort of trigger point that gets people to move forward with your service. So let's say, for example, you're selling a paint protection service. If you sell a paint protection service, you're going to have certain trigger points that gets people to move forward with that service. It could be rock chip protection, enhanced shine, peace of mind that their car's protected. They don't have to worry about depreciation on their vehicle. There's all these different trigger points. If you're in weight loss, it could be losing weight, being healthier, living longer, living a healthier and happier life. Like there's all these different trigger points that gets people to move forward. So what I want you to do is think about the last 20 people who have bought your services. If you're selling a paint protection service, think about everybody who's bought these high ticket services from you. If it's weight loss, everybody who's bought these weight loss services from you or these training programs from you. Then write down all of the different trigger points that got these specific prospects to move forward. You're going to write all of those down, and those are going to be the content ideas that you're going to use to start posting on your profile. So for example, back to the paint protection service. If one of the trigger points was rock chip protection, your hook could be, have you been looking for a way to keep your paint protected from rock chips? Now that's a basic example. There's probably a better hook out there, but that's just a general idea of how you can take the idea, use it as a hook to specifically relate to that audience who relates to that pain point. After you have the hook, you have the solution of how to fix that issue. So have you been looking for a way to keep your paint protected from rock chips? And then you'll break down how you're currently working on a customer's car in your shop who came in because they hated rock chips, they got rock chips in their last car, and now they're moving forward with this full front paint protection film on their vehicle to protect the front end of their vehicle from getting rock chips moving forward. Now obviously you're going to go into a little bit more detail about what it is specifically. You're going to show before, you're going to show after, you're going to show a little bit of the process. The goal is to inform these prospects on the service, but also pique their interest on those pain points that most likely they're going to relate to. Because generally, if people are buying a service from you, they're all going to have similar trigger points. The only difference is some prospects will have a different trigger point than others. But generally, there's maybe 5 to 10 different trigger points that everybody has to relate to in order to move forward with your service. So what you want to do is make sure that you're hitting all these different perspectives, so that way you're reaching all of your audience on your profile. Make sure you relate to them and then give them the solution of how to fix it and inform them. Now, I'm not here to set unrealistic expectations. Sometimes, yes, people will move forward after seeing the first video. So they'll see one video and then reach out asking for a quote. Doesn't happen all the time though. A lot of the times, you may have to go through 4, 5, 6 different points of contact before somebody actually moves forward asking for a quote. That's why it's important to be consistent when you're posting this content. You can't post it just one time and then be like, hey, it didn't work, I'm going to stop doing it. Because that's not how it works. If you're lucky, you'll get someone to move forward on the first time, but try doing it every single day for 90 days straight. Then compare the results and see if it's worth it, because I can guarantee it will be worth it. It's what I do, it's what I teach in my one-on-one coaching program how to do, and it works for everybody who actually does it. So I recommend first, past 20 customers, figure out what all the trigger points were. You're going to write all those down. Those are going to be the different content ideas. Now, some of them are going to convert better than others. Let's say one that brought in 10 leads. What I want you to do is replicate a similar style video and continue posting those throughout the month, because that one's clearly working, so continue doing what's working. Because if it brought in 10 leads where another one's only bringing in, say, 1 or 2 leads or no leads, obviously continue doing the one that's converting better. But just have a different car in there, have a slightly different hook, maybe have the same hook but have a different trigger point. So basically break that video down that's converting better and figure out what's working best in it so you can continue to replicate that process. Now that you know how to come up with the different content ideas, what you need to understand is how to put these ideas into an actual video format. I'll pop up a couple different examples on the screen so that way you can visually see what I'm referring to, but the best way to inform your prospects on the different services you offer is always going to be in a video format. So let's say, again, this specific example, we're referring to more of a paint protection service. So you have a customer that comes in your shop. So a vehicle comes in the shop. What you want to do is first clip, same as how you have a hook, like a audio hook, you also need to have a visual hook as well. So this could be a really nice car and that could be the hook. This could be a car that has a ton of damage. That could be the hook. The point is you need something that's going to visually catch people's attention to keep them engaged for the next 5 seconds. What I want you to do is operate in 5-second increments when it comes to creating the videos. Focus on a 5-second hook. If you can do a little bit shorter, that's better. Then from there, figure out the next 5 seconds. And work through each 5-second increments to make sure that the wording and the visual is as best as it possibly can be to make sure that your watch time is as long as possible. If you focus heavily on your hook to make sure you have a really good hook, but then the rest of your video is just kind of thrown together, it's not good visuals, it's not a good script, then your watch time is going to be much lower, so you're not going to warm up and nurture as many leads, and it's also going to take a lot longer to turn someone from a viewer to an actual paying customer from doing that. So make sure you take your time scripting out and putting the best visuals on your videos. Now, generally, what you should do is have videos showing the whole process of what you're doing. When a car comes in, when you're doing the prep, when you're installing the paint protection film, when you're showing the benefits of the film as well, you can show before, after the results, show any areas where people would be skeptical about. Our goal is to build up trust and credibility. So by showing areas that people would be skeptical about, and by showing the minor details that you're doing, it's going to help build up trust and credibility and entice more people to reach out asking for a quote. So it's important to show all the little details and show behind the scenes work that not every shop is going to show, because it's going to make you stand out, building more trust and credibility through it. Even in these ASMR style videos, they're very detailed and specifically meant to showcase our work quality. It's a step-by-step process of what we're doing to make sure that people aren't skeptical and make sure that people don't think we're cutting any corners, because we're showing everything that people would get if they brought their car in. So you can take this exact style video, put a voiceover, and put the text on the screen. We want to make it very visual, very easy to understand. So first, figure out all of the trigger points that get someone to purchase a service from you. Then make sure in the videos you're showcasing all of the minor details that people would be skeptical about, build up trust and credibility. Third, make sure you have a voiceover that breaks everything down, move in 5-second increments to make sure that each 5 seconds is as engaging as the 5 seconds prior, to make sure your watch time is as long as possible, because that's going to speed up your nurture process, meaning when someone lands on the profile to how long it takes to them actually turning into a customer. It's going to speed up that process the longer they watch your videos. And then last step is always make sure you have visual captions on the video. You can do that in CapCut. You can just click AI generate and it'll automatically put the captions on there for you. Makes it very easy to do. Even if you say that you don't have any time, it doesn't matter. This is something that needs to be done in the business, because your content strategy is one of the easiest ways to increase lead flow without spending any additional money on ads. It's also going to make your sales process easier and increase your profit margins as well. And it's also going to help you attract a lot more of these higher ticket services. If you want more help on how to implement this system into your business and pair it with a high ticket sales training, so that way you can start consistently selling more higher ticket jobs in your business, I do offer a one-on-one coaching program where I break down all this information for you. I guide you every single step of the way for 90 days straight, helping you add an additional $10,000 a month minimum onto your business without spending any additional money on ads. If that's something you're interested in, I have a link in the description below where you can schedule a discovery call with me. On that call, I'll deep dive into your business, figure out exactly what you're doing wrong, and then from there, I'll put together a step-by-step plan as to what you need to do to increase your business's revenue. Then we'll run over the different package options, go over pricing and everything like that. So if you are interested in my one-on-one coaching program, again, link is in the description below. Other than that, if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and ask any questions you have. But that is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.